Coffee and Headlines is brought to you by the generous support of our viewers and the following community partners: Best Cord Cutting TV, Bravo's Restaurant Bar, El Rey Lounge de Versalles, Joint Boutique Hotel and Cowork, Puerto Vallarta Neurofeedback, Puerto Vallarta Owners Reps, Oculto, and Siam Cocina Thai. Thank you for your support, and thank you for supporting our community partners. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get-together live here on Facebook, where we take a look at things to do, things to talk about, news from our city, state, and country, news about Mexico, news about our culture, questions from you, what to bring, what to wear, where to go, all that good stuff that brings us together every morning, except for Sunday. Sundays are reserved for Luna. This is what we do here. It is a pleasure to see you on this November 29th. It is Friday once again. Time flies when you sneak out of the city in the middle of the week to go to Tequila and IKEA. But we're back. We're back. We're here. And I'm very happy to see you all this morning. This morning we have interesting news that I want to share with you. And as always, I welcome you I encourage you to add a capital letter Q at the beginning of your comment if you have something important that you wish to share. And of course, if you're watching live for the first time and you wish to receive a nice little friendly welcome, all you have to do is type a capital letter N or write the word new, and we will be so very happy to welcome you to the cluster. Let's get started with our news. Surprise, surprise. Seapal is bankrupt. Yes, it has come to light that Seapal, our waterworks company, is in bankruptcy with an actual debt of 200 million pesos. The company doesn't even have enough money to pay for salaries in December or Christmas bonuses, let alone keep the water running in our city. When the new administration arrived a little over a month ago, they found only 8 million pesos in Seapal's account, which sounds like a lot of money, but it isn't. They also found a lot of resistance from the past administration when it came to the transfer of paperwork and this, that, and the other. What the new administration has found as far as irregularities is, for example, a series of payments that should have been made for state pension funds or taxes that needed to be filed and so forth and so on. Now they're finding that monies were never paid and somebody pocketed the money. And this is precisely the kind of research and investigation that the current administration is going into, attempting to uncover those that are guilty. In the meantime, of course, our mayor, Munguia, has no choice but to go around and stretching his hand to see where he can cough up enough money for Seapal and other aspects of the local government to continue functioning as they should. And this is controversial news. The federal lower chamber has just approved a new tax of $42. $42 for every cruise ship tourist entering Mexico. Needless to say, representatives from several cruise companies did not waste any time and sent a letter to President Sheinbaum warning her of possible consequences which could actually lead to less cruise ship arrivals in our country. And of course, this tax has nothing to do, this is separate from the new tax our municipality is hoping to collect from every international tourist arriving in Puerto Vallarta, whether arriving by land, by plane, or by boat. We'll see what happens with this one. And of course, as I mentioned yesterday, everything seems to indicate that reporting on the relationship between Presidenta Sheinbaum and incoming President Trump is going to boil down to whose words you choose to believe. One thing I can tell you, for example, after a telephone call Trump published in his social media that Sheinbaum agreed to close the border to stop migration, while she has affirmed she never said such thing. So clearly, this is the way it's going to go. We will continue to report these issues, although they're not directly related to our well being. And we'll keep our fingers crossed that the relationship between the United States and its neighbors, Mexico and Canada, continues to be prosperous. Otherwise, well, they may not even be a, what do you call it? They may not even be a Super Bowl. I mean, how are you going to be able to afford the guacamole up north? Ah, dear. Let's take a look at the weather forecast just to see what's going on out there. Pull that stick out of your ass and enjoy the nice weather, says our snarky weatherman, and I think that is a splendid idea. It is 24 degrees out there right now. Humidity is at 74%, and our weather forecast for today indicates that it'll be humid with clear skies throughout the day, a high of 28 and a low of 18. Tomorrow, Saturday, we can expect another humid day with mostly cloudy skies, a high of 28 and a low of 18. And we wrap up the weekend with another humid day with mostly clear skies, a high of 28 and a low of 17. Yay, low temperatures. Now, I want to continue showing you a photograph of my kitchen counter. This is actually a picture of a beautiful, unexpected act of kindness. You see, I was lying in bed last night feeling a little sorry about myself because I have to have dental work done. And I hate going to the dentist when I received a message from Michael Bufford of Bravos and Siam PV. Michael was heading home and he heard me say yesterday on the broadcast that I miss takeout Thanksgiving dinner. So Michael kindly put together not one, but two Thanksgiving dinners for me to enjoy. He dropped them off at my doorstep. And all I can say is I am so grateful for great friends. Of course, Michael is not only a good friend, he's also a community partner for Coffee and Headlines. So if you find yourselves spending any time near any of his restaurants and you're feeling the craving, I strongly suggest you pursue them. Michael is a great human being. His restaurants produce excellent dining experiences. And Michael, thank you again. It was delicious. Well, it still is. And I found more details about the upcoming Disco Night Vallarta event that will take place at the Lázaro Cárdenas Park this coming Sunday between 5 and 10 p.m. The event will feature 5 hours of 80s and 90s dance music played by 8 local DJs and will benefit Corazón de Niña, which is a local nonprofit. So you can put on your dancing shoes and you can boogie, oogie, oogie all night long for a good cause. And while it may be too early to be thinking about Carnaval in February, there is already a Facebook page promoting it. So I'll share the link to this post and also the link to the actual Facebook page for you to follow if you're interested in February's Carnaval. The event will feature 3 days worth of events from February 20 to 22. We start with the crowning, the pageant and crowning of the Carnival Queen, then the pageant and crowning of the Gay Carnival Queen, and finally a festive parade. I'll include all this information in today's show notes. Also, I wanted to let you know that the cat's out of the bag. My final music appreciation presentation of the year will be an encore presentation of my How to Listen to Jazz. If you're new to jazz, if you want to understand a little bit more about how it works, this is the one you want to attend. It's going to take place on Thursday, December 19, from 5 to 6:45 at the Joint Boutique Hotel and Cowork. And of course, we come back this coming week with another edition of the Spotlight, which is going to be a little crazy in the best possible way because we had two presenters scheduled. Lawrence Goodwin from El Rey Lounge de Versalles and Janelle Hernandez from Ghost Tours. And then, of course, Jorge Villela from the Lucha Libre was not able to join us because of unforeseen circumstances, but he asked, and I actually asked him to come back next week because we love the Lucha Libre. And of course, our dear friend Carmen Porras has also asked for a quick and dirty announcement. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be great. I look forward to it. This will be, of course, this coming Wednesday at 4 p.m. at Café Rio at the Joint Boutique Hotel in person. If you're around, you're more than welcome to join us. And of course, we are looking forward to Lucha Libre a week from tomorrow at La Lija in Puerto Vallarta. That should be a lot of fun. And before we go, I hear that tickets are selling very well for my Mexican December presentation where we will unpack our country's holiday season traditions. If you want to attend this more cultural than musical presentation, you can get your tickets ahead of time, 300 pesos at the Joint Boutique Hotel. The last time we did a presentation like this one, it was our Day of the Dead presentation, and I was very humbled that the event sold out, I think 1 or 2 days ahead of the presentation. So if this is important to you, kindly take some time, stop by the hotel and get your tickets ahead of time. I'm sure we'll have a great time together. Let's see what we have. Happy Friday and good morning. I love it. What a great way to start the broadcast. Maria is looking forward to next week's Christmas lecture. Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to it myself. It's the first time I've put one such thing together, but it occurs to me, we always talk about these things. Why not put them all together in a lump sum? I'm excited about that. Michael, again, yes, looks like I want to giggle. Well, I'm just happy. I'm happy. I shaved my head. I trimmed my beard. There's food in the house. There's kindness in my soul. And I'm surrounded by wonderful people. A couple of haters, but who has time for that? I'm just grateful. Grateful. Let's see what else we have. Da-da-da-da. There's a cue from Chris. 15 sleeps until I return to Miss Maloya, but who's counting? Well, you are, Chris, and I would be counting too if I was looking forward to being somewhere. I love it. Let's see. The passenger tax is a huge negative for Puerto Vallarta. Another waste of taxes could come. A cruise ship with 6,000 people at $20 US each will get negative attention to Puerto Vallarta. Well, Bernard, I think taxes are a negative for any place. We'll just have to see how it plays out. You know, I mean, it's one of those things that, fortunately, I'm not a cruise passenger, and I'm sure that the government is looking at both the positive and the negative aspects of it. We'll see how it plays out, but thank you very much for sharing your opinion. Let's see. This is a federal tax, ? Says Vicky, so won't go directly to the ports. Again, this proposal is brand new. I'm not familiar with how it's going to work, but I'll be happy to keep you posted as we move forward. And Carmen got a kick out of my little comment, guacamole shortage. We can pressure our neighbors up north with that. Well, Carmen, if we begin begin making a list, and I'm sure this is happening north of the border. The list of things that the United States relies on from our country and from other countries, it's not a small thing. So again, we'll see how it plays. Craig says $20 per tourist won't sink the PV tourism industry. That's less than 2 drinks per person on the average cruise. Again, we'll see how it plays out. The new tax is problematic, not a great way to welcome tourists into the PV community. Well, Keith, I am going to give you a little bit of perspective. If I want to go and get a tourist visa to enter the United States, I have to I mean, the amount of money that I have to pay, it's more than $5,000. 5,000 pesos. So that's not a great way to welcome me into the United States either. It comes and goes. See, somebody else got a kick out of my guacamole joke. I love it. Let's see what else we have. Haters? Oh gosh, yes, Brian. Just this morning, I got a lovely email from another one. I accept and live perfectly fine knowing that coffee and headlines is not for everyone, and it's just what it is. Renee wants to move permanently to Mexico. Renee, I think you've spent enough time here at Coffee and Headlines to know that we welcome people. Well, first of all, Mexico welcomes migrants much more so than other countries. And secondly, my only selfish wish is that people that share your wish to move permanently to Mexico want to do so because they really want to come here. And I know that you've been here and you like it here. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching Coffee and Headlines. What I'm afraid of is all the people that think they want to move here because they think it's going to be better than somewhere else. And then they realize they're not happy here because they didn't check out their expectations at the border. Just my little thought. Tourist taxes are a reality globally. Yes, they are. The tax is fine as long as it's not used up. As long as it's used appropriately. Yes, I think that's the bottom line with any type of tax, whether it's new or old. If we have proof that the money is being used responsibly, that's great. But when businesses and governments are not transparent, you end up with situations like what happened to Seapal, where a little person who was supposed to make deposits in accounts to pay taxes and pay for people's retirement funds simply funneled the music into other places. Not the music, the money, and probably the music. And I think this brings us to the end of today. Yes, it does. I don't see any new comments, but we'll be back here tomorrow morning with more content, more coffee and headlines, and more important news to share, and maybe not so important as well. I thank you, as always, for your company, your insight, your subscriptions, your thumbs up, your likes, for being part of this community that I'm so grateful to be part of as well. Have an amazing day, and I will see you again tomorrow morning. Take care.